Hello everybody and welcome to the webinar tonight. I'm Pauline Delaney and it's great to have everybody here. So I'm hoping that everybody can hear me and can see my PowerPoint presentation there. So if you could just pop a little message in the chat box, that would be great, just to let me know if you can hear me and if you can see my slides. So the chat box is just that little bit on the right there. Hopefully you can see that and you can just type in there. So I haven't heard anything yet. Is anybody, are you able to hear me? Oh, good. Okay, Mark, hello. So hopefully you can all hear me. Can you hear me and see my slides? Great. Slides looking blurry. Ooh. I'm not sure what's happening there, Lisa. Everyone else seems to be able to see and hear me okay. Hopefully it'll get a little bit clearer for you as we go through. So I think we might as well get started because I like starting things on time. I'm very punctual. So as I said, welcome everybody here tonight to learn about the 7 life secrets for females over 40. We'll get started straight away. So are you sick and tired of everything in your life being out of control? Are you constantly being pulled in different directions? And did you realize that you're not alone and that you can get your life back in balance and take control? So in the next 30 minutes, I'm going to show you how to get control back over your life so that you're not constantly stressed out about everything that's on your plate, preventing you from doing what you want to do and from being the woman that you really want to be. Now this training is for you if you're a woman over the age of 40, if you're busy, maybe running a household, managing a family, going out to work, or even doing a combination of all three. And if you're constantly feeling stressed, rushed, and a step behind where you should be. If you know you should be taking better care of yourself, eating better and exercising, but you just don't know where to start. And if you want some help in getting things under control and getting some order and organisation back in your life. So as I said before, I'm Pauline Delaney and I am a woman over the age of 40. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. Importantly, let me tell you about what I'm not. So I'm not a dietitian, I'm not a fitness expert, a personal trainer or a nutritionist, and I don't have a degree in food technology, psychology, and I'm not a doctor. But I am an optometrist and I have been for the past 25 years or so. So I've spent all of my adult life working in the health field. So I have a lot of experience in dealing with a variety of different types of people. So I've seen people from all walks of life, spanning an age range from virtually 0 to 100. Although I did actually have a lady the other day who was 106, so at the moment she is my oldest patient so far. So in my professional career, I've dealt with many different personalities and problems. And I've definitely had a lot of experience helping people find out what's troubling them and working towards a solution. So whether it's a pair of glasses or contact lenses or a strategy to cope with sore eyes or headaches, I've dealt with a wide variety of difficult situations. So outside of work, I'm a busy mother of 4 children ranging from 10 to 19. So I have 1 at primary school, 2 at high school, and 1 out in the big wide world. And I try to keep the household running smoothly with daily and weekly chores assigned to each child. I have a menu planner in place and I've streamlined as many of the household tasks as possible. I've been happily married for 24 years and have been working part-time for the past 20 years. And I've always been very interested in health and fitness. I'm an avid reader of cookbooks, fitness books, and weight loss books. And I've spent many an hour researching on the internet, looking for websites to help me in my endeavours, whether it's the best, quickest, and most effective workout, or a menu plan for the family that will be healthy, easy to prepare, and get that all-important tick of taste approval by everyone. I've done it all. So I've always had a lot of balls in the air at once, trying to juggle everything and make it work. And I've always been very conscious of how I look and feel, and I'm keen to be as healthy, fit, and vibrant as I can be. So how do we fit all this together? How can we deal with all the balls in the air we're juggling and stop them from falling down and crushing us? In short, how do we get organised? How do we deal with life over 40 and win? Well, that's what I'm here today to help you with. There are 7 steps that will help you deal with the chaos of a life packed with organising work, children, chores, nutrition and exercise, and will help you win. So let me show you the 7 secrets that will make life much easier and much happier for you. So secret 1 is dealing with food sensitivities and intolerances and how this can help you lose weight. So we'll dive right in. I recently interviewed Caroline Sutherland. Now, Caroline is a medical intuitive. She's an author, a radio host, and she's an innovative leader in the fields of nutrition and energy medicine. And while she was working as a physician's assistant many years ago, as an allergy technician, she began to receive intuitive impressions about the patients, an experience which groomed her to become one of the most sought-after medical intuitives today. And in her book, The Body Knows, she talks a lot about food sensitivities and intolerances and how they impact people's health, weight, and their well-being. And particularly, she explains how people can have problems with their weight because of these food sensitivities or allergies. So when you have food sensitivities, your body recognizes these substances as foreign invaders. And when this happens, your immune system mobilizes histamine. And this histamine reaction causes inflammation, it causes fluid retention, and then the fluid gets stored in the tissue. So histamine protects the body and the heart from the allergic substance. And the key is to identify the foods that you have a sensitivity to. Eliminate them for a short period of time and let the immune system calm down and stop initiating histamine reactions. And there'll almost certainly be an improvement in the symptoms by avoiding the common foods to which you are allergic. Now, there are a few common food sensitivities you can exhibit, and they almost always occur from foods you consume on a daily basis. So let's take a look at what you eat every day. Does this include milk, maybe yogurt, cheese, or ice cream? These are all dairy products. And dairy products are the most common allergen. People who are sensitive to dairy may have a reaction when they consume these. Some of the common reactions people can have are gas, bloating, they can have stomach cramps, they can gain weight, get puffy eyes, and have sinus and respiratory infections. So not very nice things to have. And these all can contribute to people putting on weight or stop them from losing weight if that's what they've got in mind. So I'd like all of you to take a minute right now to have a think about any dairy products that you've eaten today. Maybe have a think about what you had for breakfast this morning. Cereal with milk, fruit and yogurt, a couple of dairy products in there. And how did that make you feel? Did you experience any of these unpleasant symptoms after eating dairy products today? Now, the second most common allergen is wheat. And wheat can be found in flour products like bread, pasta, cereals, and so on. And reactions to wheat can be things like joint stiffness, arthritis, tiredness and exhaustion, again puffiness, fluid retention, poor absorption, bowel problems, and heaviness and soreness in the feet and ankles. So not very pleasant reactions again, and these are people who are sensitive to wheat. So not everyone is sensitive to wheat, obviously. So have a bit of a think what you had for today in terms of wheat. Did you have toast this morning? A sandwich for lunch maybe? Maybe you had some pasta for dinner. These are all wheat products. So the most common food sensitivities people have are to dairy, including milk, yogurt and cheese, wheat, so that's your bread, your pasta and your cereals, and corn is another common allergen which can be found in almost all packaged foods and is usually a factor in people who have weight issues. Now people can also be pretty sensitive to sugar, chocolate unfortunately, and caffeine, which can trigger nervous system problems. And a lot of people can be allergic to soy. So you may have problems digesting soy, which can block the absorption of iron and other minerals. And there's also some evidence that frequent soy consumption may elevate estrogen levels. And high estrogen levels are often a factor with overweight women. And some of the other common food allergies include nuts, particularly peanuts, everyone's heard of that one, eggs, tuna, potatoes, citrus fruits, shellfish, and some spices. And unfortunately, many people may be allergic to the very substance that they're craving. So you may have an addiction to a certain food which your body can't process well. So food-sensitive people can actually crave the foods to which they're allergic. And if you avoid these substances for a full week, you'll definitely notice a dramatic difference in your symptoms. Now, sugar is one of the main substances people are addicted to. In fact, you often crave sugar if you're not consuming enough protein. This is particularly true with vegetarians. So when you consume sugar, the pancreas releases insulin. And when sugar enters the bloodstream, it can trigger the desire in some people for wanting more and more sugar, almost as if the mechanism can't be turned off. Now, of course, identifying a food sensitivity is only part of your problem. How are you going to manage if you're sensitive to wheat, for example? What can you eat? Wheat is in so many different foods. But do not fear, there are substitutes. Rice is a popular one. Potatoes, rye bread, maybe sweet potatoes, or some of the more unusual grains that are available nowadays like millet, amaranth, quinoa, and buckwheat. So they're a little bit more exotic, but they're a really good replacement for wheat. You don't have to have just pasta and bread all the time. So you should avoid wheat as much as possible for 30 days. After this, you can try and introduce wheat on an occasional basis, like every 5th day. And this is a process which is called rotation. So it's a procedure avoiding the overexposure of a food or substance which helps to prevent the body from becoming allergic or sensitive to that substance. You may also find that it's helpful to avoid oats and barley for the first 30 days, as these contain gluten, which may also cause a sensitivity. So what about dairy? How are you going to cope with milk and cheese? This is a bit easier because dairy products are usually something that you choose to eat rather than wheat, which is so rampant in foods and can be harder to avoid. So you can try some milk alternatives. Hemp milk, rice milk, almond milk, goat's milk cheese, and sheep milk cheese are also alternatives that you can use if dairy is a problem for you. So once you've identified all of your food sensitivities, you've eliminated them for around 30 days, you should feel much lighter, less bloated, and more energetic and vibrant. So let's move on to secret number 2. So secret number 2 is gaining control over our hormones. Now, menopause and belly fat are 2 major issues that can cause problems for women after the age of 40. And if we can get these under control, we can put smiles on a lot more faces. Sam Patrick recently spoke to me in a fantastic interview dealing with just these issues. Now, she is a naturopath. She's dealing with menopause and belly fat, and she's regarded as Australia's leading female hormone expert. And she explains in her book, Beauty and the Beast Within, that one of the hormonal causes of belly fat in women is high testosterone. Now, hormones are really important in lifestyle and health. They respond to what we're doing in our life, and they're markers or indicators that things may be out of whack with our lifestyle. So hormones are the system that the body uses to carry messages around the body. People who have the right balance of hormones generally have a very balanced life. Those that have too much of certain hormones generally have something in their life that they're doing in excess or not enough of. And in order to lose belly fat, the top 3 things to do are to eat right, to exercise, and importantly, get your hormones balanced. And this is an area that's often neglected. Eating right and exercising are your usual stock standard answer that people will give when asked about how to deal with belly fat. But dealing with our hormones can often be ignored, and this can have a huge impact. Stress can really cause you, women in particular, to hold on to your belly fat. And in order to gain a flat tummy, you must be prepared to do all 3 components. So getting the eating plan right, exercising effectively for fat loss, and dealing with the many causes of stress in our busy lives. So you really need to make a commitment and put the excuses aside. Now, I wonder how many of you really take the time out every day to simply sit quietly and relax, even for just 5 minutes. This can be so beneficial both to your fat loss efforts and also to all the other aspects of your life. But I wonder how many people do actually do this. I think it's a great idea if everyone commits right now to setting aside just 5 minutes a day for the next week to sit quietly, breathe deeply, and simply focus on relaxing and releasing the tension your body's holding on to. I'm going to make that commitment right now, so I hope some of you will do that with me. Now, the 3 main hormones in women are estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. Now, testosterone is a sex hormone which makes us feel good. It's responsible for sex drive, helps us with muscle mass, muscle tone, and our energy levels. So it's a feel-good hormone. But if we make too much of it by putting ourselves in situations where our testosterone levels increase, then it becomes more of a stress hormone. So it goes up when we're under stress. So if we're running late, our schedule's out of control, the kids are driving us crazy, it goes up. Testosterone also goes up if women are eating too many carbohydrates or drinking too much alcohol. And up to 50% of women of childbearing age in Australia may have high testosterone levels. And this can manifest as facial hair or whiskers, aggressive behaviour, acne and belly fat. So managing stress and reducing the levels of testosterone in the body can often lead to reducing or eliminating belly fat. When testosterone goes up, cortisol also goes up. And when these hormones go up, they produce insulin. And when insulin is produced, fat will be put straight onto your belly. So it's really important not to eat when you're stressed. If you're stressed, you have all the stress hormones running around your body. So you need to appreciate your downtime. This is when your body rebalances and is more able to deal with your belly fat. So you need to take ownership for the balance in your life. Nutrition, exercise and stress all need to be dealt with. Now, Sam's biggest secret to dealing with belly fat is that if the brain is on, your stomach is off. So you should never eat when your brain is activated, like when you're watching TV or on the computer. Your digestion is turned off at this time. So if you do try to eat while stressed, what you eat will simply be deposited onto your belly as fat. Testosterone and cortisol will be elevated, and any food, no matter what it is, will be treated by your body the same and be put firmly onto your belly as fat. So eat mindfully. Don't eat when your brain's buzzing or you're distracted. You need to engage with your food. I'm sure this isn't new. I'm sure you've all heard this before. And it's also really important to make your own health and well-being a priority when you're trying to eradicate your belly fat. So you need to make a commitment to your eating and exercise program, and you need to follow it through. So moving on to secret number 3, which is exercising and staying fit. Now, Shay De Silva is a certified personal trainer and fitness nutrition specialist I interviewed recently, and she's developed a fun and effective fitness program that requires no weights, no equipment, and minimum space. And her goal is to eliminate all excuses for not working out. Staying fit is extremely important, and as a woman over 40, you have incredible demands on your body. Many of these are physical demands. So if you have a job, a family, and a household to run, you need a lot of energy to do all that. If you want to have or achieve the best body you can, you need to do some work. And for many people, your day consists of hours of sitting in one spot with very little movement. Unless you have a very active occupation like a gardener or labourer or something along those lines, you're not expending many calories during the day. So it's important to get as much incidental exercise as possible. You can do this by parking as far away from the shopping centre entrance as you can to get in a little bit more walking. You can climb the stairs rather than taking the lift or the escalator, and visit your colleagues personally at their desk rather than sending an email. Walk the kids to school. Spend your lunch break taking a brisk walk, outdoors if possible, to get the added benefit of fresh air into your lungs. So see if everyone can just think right now about how you could add in some incidental exercise to your day. See if you can think of 5 strategies like the ones I just mentioned that you can implement starting tomorrow. But of course, although incidental exercise is great to lose weight or maintain a healthy weight, you really need to do more. And Australia's Department of Health recommends that adults should be active on most, preferably all days of the week. And it recommends that you should accumulate 2.5 to 5 hours of moderate intensity physical activity, or 1.25 to 2.5 hours of vigorous intensity physical activity, or an equivalent combination of both moderate and vigorous activities each week. And it also recommends that you should do muscle strengthening activities on at least 2 days each week. So ideally, you should be doing a combination of resistance or weight training and cardio training. However, it is very important to find a program that works for you. It's no use you signing up for an intense boot camp early every morning if you hate the outdoors and you're a night owl rather than an early riser. It has to fit in with your lifestyle. But on the other hand, you have to be willing to make some changes. If you refuse to do anything different from what you're currently doing, then of course nothing will change. You need to make changes in order to make changes to your body, but they need to be sustainable changes. And everyone is at a different place in their life. You may thrive on exercise and love the constant challenge of increasing your weights at the gym or beating your times on a run. You may spend every day at the gym working hard at keeping your body toned and fit, and you may love this. Other people may never have been inside a gym and have no intention of ever doing so. You may prefer working out in the privacy of your own home at a time that suits you and your schedule. Or you may prefer the companionship, camaraderie and motivation of group fitness classes like body pump, maybe step, cycle, boxing, or any of the other huge variety of classes that are available today. So as I said, ideally you need to do a combination of cardio and weight training. But prioritize weights, because weight training will help you build lean muscle. Muscle takes up less space than fat and needs more energy to maintain. So if you have a higher body percentage of muscle, your body will use up more energy, even in its resting state, simply to maintain it. So your metabolism will work faster and burn fat more efficiently. And with weight training, you may burn less calories than cardio while you're actually working out, but this calorie burn will continue longer with your metabolism working better for the following 24 to 48 hours. Now, cardio is great because you really feel like you've worked out by huffing and puffing and building up a sweat, but your energy burn stops when you stop exercising. So steady state cardio or long, slow activities like walking or swimming at a steady pace is probably not the best use of your time. The new way of getting the best value for fat loss with your cardio workout is high intensity interval training, or HIIT. With this method, you can reduce your cardio workout from the traditional 45 to 60 minutes right down to 15 to 20 minutes by doing bursts of high-intensity activity for a short time, followed by low-intensity recovery periods. For example, I like to do 30 to 60 seconds of an intense activity like running or burpees or jumping jacks, followed by 30 seconds of walking. And I can do this for 15 to 20 minutes. So it's a quick express workout which is very effective for weight loss. And surely everyone can find 20 minutes a day to work out. So ideally, you should be doing a full body resistance workout for 20 minutes a day, 3 times a week, combined with 2 to 3 interval sessions a week. But it's really important to find something that suits you. You need to put time aside to exercise. You need to look at your schedule and slot in your exercise as an unbreakable appointment. Choose a time of day that you'll have enough time to devote to your exercise session and a time of day that you'll be motivated to work out. So you may prefer working out in the morning to get it over and done with, or to use it to wake you up and energize you for your day. Or you may start work early and would rather have a sleep in and might prefer either an afternoon or an evening session. But the best exercise program is the one that works for you and your lifestyle that you will commit to following. And I think that's a really important point. So moving on to secret number 4, which involves nutrition and meal planning. Now, anyone in the weight loss field will tell you that nutrition is the #1 factor contributing to weight loss. If this isn't addressed, your results will not be all that they can be. So even if you exercise for 5 hours, for hours and hours every day, lift heavy weights, doing hours of cardio, if you don't eat the right food, your results will suffer. Weight loss is 80% nutrition and 20% everything else. So it's really worth doing some research and getting it right. Now, if you've never restricted how and when you eat, you'll find it quite difficult to suddenly adopt a nutrition plan for healthy eating or fat loss. But the good news is that once your body's fed the right fuel in the form of the right types of food at the right portion size, you can show dramatic results quite quickly, and this will be really encouraging. So what should you be eating? Now, I know this can be quite a controversial question, and as I've already mentioned, I don't claim to be an expert in this area. However, I have done a lot of research and read a lot of materials by different experts in this field, including following some of their very in-depth programs. So I feel that I'm qualified to share what I've discovered. Many people, particularly women, tend to skip meals. Oops, let's go back here. There we go. Sometimes this is because you're too busy and you don't make the effort to eat properly. Other times it can be because you want to save calories and hopefully lose weight. Now, this is a myth. It's really crucial that we fuel our bodies correctly so that they can perform to their full potential. So if you're hungry and your body and brain are starved of nutrients, then you're going to be lethargic, slow, sluggish, and lacking in energy. You'll be foggy and you'll have poor concentration, and this isn't good. But if you eat the correct food, you should feel energized, sharp, and ready to tackle the day with vigor. So the first thing you can do is to start with a healthy breakfast. And as you saw when I jumped ahead then, here is a picture of my favourite breakfast. So my current favourite is some Greek yogurt, mixed berries, and some homemade muesli. I wonder what you had for breakfast this morning. Now there are some guidelines that you should follow for your nutrition. Number 1, drink around 2 litres of water each day. This is a great tip. It's going to help you feel full, it's going to keep you hydrated, and help your body perform well. You should eat every 3 to 4 hours. This is going to keep your insulin levels stable and prevents the insulin spikes that can cause your body to store fat. So ideally, 5 to 6 smaller meals throughout the day is going to be a better option than 3 larger meals. And this will prevent the drastic fluctuations in your insulin levels that can cause you to put on belly fat. So it's important also to get the types of food right. A combination of lean protein and vegetables or some fruit will work best at every meal. And there are many forms of protein to choose from. Animal proteins include chicken, beef, pork and fish, and here in Australia a kangaroo is a very lean protein source and readily available at the supermarket. And vegetarian options include legumes, chickpeas, beans, etc. And of course there are an endless variety of colourful, tasty fruit and vegetables to choose from. So you should aim to eat maybe 5 to 7 servings of vegetables and 1 to 2 of fruit each day. Fruit, of course, is naturally sweet, so that works really well to help you if you have sugar cravings. Now, once you know what to eat, you should plan your meals. If you have your meals and even your snacks mapped out for you, you're well on the road to success. Now, meal planning can strike fear into some women's hearts, but it truly is the best way to go. And although you may spend a bit of time creating your meal plan and your shopping list, you'll certainly save both time and money in the long run. And once you're well into the swing of it after a few weeks, you're going to find it that much faster and simpler. I tend to do my planning usually on a Sunday. I'll look at my diary and work out which days I already have plans. When am I working? When will I be home late? When do I already have social commitments in the evening? Which nights do the kids have their sports training? And this gives me a really good guide as to which nights I have some leisure time to cook a more elaborate meal and when I have to create something on the fly. I always try to do my food shopping on the weekend, and depending on my weekend plans, I'll always try and cook a meal or two to freeze and have either as an extra in reserve or use it to make my weeknight preparation as simple as possible. So by planning your meals, you're more likely to make healthy choices. Rather than coming home exhausted after a busy day at the office with a family of ravenous children and a husband looking at you for food right now. And that's when it's really easy to give in to convenience and grab an unhealthy takeaway option, undoing all the good work and great food choices you've made for the rest of the week. So if you follow your healthy eating guidelines, plan your meals and even your snacks, you're well on the way to reaching your weight loss goals or even simply maintaining your current figure. Now I have a few snacks that I love, and this is one of them here. Dates and peanut butter, natural peanut butter, just sprinkled with a little bit of cinnamon on top, is a really delicious snack. Very filling too. What are your favourite snacks? Have a bit of a think. It's nice to have them all planned, that you can carry them around with you and you never get stuck for something to eat if you're in a situation where there's lots of tempting options. So let's move on to secret number 5. And this is about choosing the right mindset. Now, Natasha Denman is the ultimate weight loss coach. and she specialises in helping people lose the last 10 kilos. And she has degrees in psychology, psychophysiology, and a diploma in life coaching. We'll just ignore that phone there, sorry about that. She's also an NLP practitioner, a practitioner of matrix therapy, and a performance coach. And in our recent interview, she explained how people focus solely on their diet and exercise and forget about that all-important mindset, which enables people to transform from the inside out. She calls these three components the wellness trifecta. So by working on your mindset and having strategies to cope with hurdles and even failure, you can produce results which will last forever, rather than giving up the first time you make a mistake. So it's also important for you to take responsibility for yourself. Simply joining a gym, seeing a nutritionist, a coach, or a personal trainer isn't enough. They can give you the tools, but you have to implement them. So when looking to lose weight, for example, there are three main things that you need to do in order to be successful. You need to plan and be organised. And you need to follow the recipe. So you need to actually follow the plan that you've decided to follow, implement its strategies, and use the tools provided. Otherwise, your results are going to be very poor. And having a mentor or a coach, someone to hold you accountable, is also very important. Now, when setting goals, it's really important to start with the end in mind. You need to define your goal and engage all of your modalities. So you need to describe how you're going to look, how you're going to feel, and really visualize your goal. And then once you've set your goal, you break it down into smaller, more manageable chunks. So rather than setting a goal of losing, say, 20 kilos, break it down into smaller steps of 3 or 5 kilo increments so that you're not overwhelmed by how far you've got to go. So you should set 12-month goals and also probably 90-day goals. So you should then review these every 90 days and then set your next 90-day goals. And as I said, always start with the end in mind. It's important to know as well that it takes 21 days to create a new habit. So when implementing a weight loss plan, for example, you need 21 days to get into the right habits, then 2 or 3 weeks to implement it and turn it into a lifestyle. Unfortunately, 97% of people who've lost weight tend to put it on again, plus or minus 2 kilos within 2 years. Tony Robbins said, I'm sure you've all heard of Tony Robbins, repetition is the mother of all skill. So you need to continually repeat your healthy behaviour to ingrain it into your life and to make it a permanent change. But don't expect to be perfect. Use the 80-20 rule and do things in balance. So don't be all or nothing, or you'll constantly feel deprived and be more likely to fail. You need to realise that there are definitely going to be challenges. This is a really important thing to remember too. The best time to start something is when you're not ready. As soon as you decide to change something in your life, something's going to be thrown at you that will make you question if you're really worthy of success. You need to be willing to back yourself. And one of the most important secrets to losing weight and maintaining it is to be consistent. Consistency is king, not only in weight loss, but if you want to be successful in life in general. But you need to be careful of the fear of success. When you're successful in losing weight, for example, you're going to stand out. People will notice you. And because they feel threatened by how well you've done and how this highlights their own unchanged situation, they're going to try and tear you down and bring you back to their level. So they can try to sabotage your healthy eating plan because of their own insecurities. You can also self-sabotage. Because you feel different and everyone wants to secretly belong, this is when you need your inner strength to come to the fore and keep you strong enough to stick to your plan. So what you need to do is hang out with people who have achieved what you want and who are where you want to be. To keep your motivation going, you should write affirmations about what you want to achieve and about what you want. And a vision board is also great, with images of your ideal body on it, on things that you want to aspire to. And practice gratitude so that you focus on what you have rather than what you don't have. So let's move on to secret number 6, which is how to stay healthy. This, of course, is very important. Now, Sandra Venables is a natural therapist working in the fields of homeopathy, aromatherapy, and nutritional cleansing. And I recently had the pleasure of interviewing her. Now, Sandra loves natural therapies as it deals with people taking responsibility for their own health, how their body reacts, and their well-being and happiness. And this is something that many people don't do. And making the decision to actually take responsibility for yourself can make a huge difference. With the philosophy of homeopathy, it's important to look at the whole person. So not just the symptoms, but also your emotional makeup. Everyone reacts to things differently. And it's important to treat everyone as an individual, not just all the same. People have different life experiences, different personalities, and different emotions, so they all present differently. With homeopathy, you take a remedy once and it works as a reminder to the body as to what the body can do. And many women in their 40s have years of emotional baggage that they're carrying around with them. And they have to slowly unpack it to feel the hurt, the physical hurt, the emotional hurt, or the spiritual hurt that they have, so that they're then able to deal with it. And one of the beliefs with homeopathy is that we all have an internal housekeeper who looks after our body and our emotional state. And sometimes they just get a little tired. They sometimes don't do quite as good a job of keeping our insides clean as they should. And the homeopathic recipe is like an employed housekeeper. It's someone that we bring into our body just to remind our housekeeper of what we can do. And our internal housekeeper is quite house-proud and gets quite upset when the employed housekeeper comes in. So it just brings everything back in balance. And in doing that, your own internal housekeeper then starts to do the work itself again. Now, often women feel like they've dealt with certain things, particularly women in their 40s. But really intense emotion can be held deep in the body. And there can be an issue from years ago that may have been compartmentalized and put in a box without ever really being dealt with. So the body's never really healed from that event. And the emotions go very deep into the body and just sit there. And gradually you get these niggling symptoms that come up and start getting worse and worse, and they never really disappear. So it's really important to let yourself release all of that and allow your body to feel it, so that you can look back on it without pain, without hurt, by understanding the lessons that you learned from the situation. Now, the symptoms can be quite simple, like recurring headaches, tension headaches, joint aches and pains, even the menstrual cycles being out of whack. And these things are silently undermining your health and well-being. So on a physical level, we really should have balance in our body. And in order to stay healthy, we really need to look at what we're putting into our body and how our body's going to react to that. Not just food, but also physical substances and emotions, and how we need to understand how our body reacts to them. So if something's not natural, then think about it first before you allow it to come into your body. Also listen to your body more. For example, if it reacts badly after eating certain meals, then have a look at what was in that meal that caused that reaction. When we start taking notice of the reactions that our bodies create, we become more aware of what we're putting in our body and how we can change this by changing what we allow in. So now we're going to move on to our seventh and final secret. Look good and you will feel great. Now, recently I interviewed Ginger Burr, who is an image and style consultant. And for 27 years, she's helped women around the world create a wardrobe they love by connecting with their inner essence. Now, women over 40 are often neglected. You want to feel good and feel happy, and you want to go out in the world in style. You want to have a style that reflects your own personality and also makes you feel comfortable without feeling self-conscious. It's not a failing on your part if you don't know how to dress yourself properly. Often it helps just to have some guidance or even just another viewpoint from someone that you can trust. And finding your own personal style can be a lifelong journey. So you need to decide how you want to present yourself. You need passion in order to create your own style. If you don't, you may need help from someone like an image consultant. You also need to persevere long term because your style is always changing depending on your life circumstances. And you should be flexible as you get older, as your role in the world changes, and also as fashions change with time. So you also need to look at what suits your body shape. So to develop your own style, first thing you should do is clean out your closet. Analyse what you have in there that you've been wearing and what you haven't been wearing. Find out what colours suit you and stick to wearing those colours. And avoid wearing just black and grey because this won't show your inner personality and radiance. Now, if you don't know what colours suit you, here are some suggestions. So according to Ginger, there are 4 colours that look great on most women. There's a deep forest green, periwinkle, which is a beautiful blue colour there, a deep teal, and watermelon is the other one. So when in doubt, just incorporate these colours into your wardrobe. So you need to find out who you are. You need to develop your personal style according to your personality. You need the right tools. You need to know the colours that work for you. What lengths of things work for you. What necklines work for you. And how to combine and mix and match to create a wardrobe. So you need to know who you are and how to use that to create your wardrobe. So what you wear, your clothes, shoes, accessories, and even jewellery create your style and really allow your own individuality and personality to shine through. Of course, you should also take care of your skin. A good quality moisturiser that suits your skin type, be it oily, dry or combination, should be something that you use morning and night. And after 40, an eye cream is essential. And nowadays there are so many options of serums, creams and many potions promising everything from younger looking skin to virtual facelifts. If you're having any particular issues, maybe a dermatologist or a beauty therapist can help. And a touch of makeup, of course, can go a long way towards making you feel good. You don't have to do the full-on Lady Gaga or Katy Perry, but just a little mascara, some foundation to even out skin tone, and a little powder can work wonders. But just remember to be really diligent about removing every trace before you go to bed. Your teeth and smile, they're a huge beauty feature too. So be sure to look after them with regular brushing and flossing, and make sure you visit your friendly dentist every 6 months. So let's recap. Secret number 1, dealing with food sensitivities and intolerances. Secret number 2, getting control over your hormones. Secret number 3 was how to exercise and stay fit. Secret number 4 is planning your nutrition. Number 5, choose the right mindset. Secret number 6, stay healthy. And of course, the last one, secret number 7, look good and you'll feel great. So I hope that you've all enjoyed the very valuable information today. And when you leave this webinar, you're going to have a lot of information from me. But if you haven't done this before, it may be a little overwhelming, true? So what can you do about it? Is it okay if I show you the fast and easy way to make all of this happen for you? Can you imagine spending countless hours trying to find a solution for why your life has spun out of control? Spending hours looking for the right foods to eat, how to exercise, how to stay healthy, and how to look good in your 40s and beyond. And if you don't put the effort into researching all of this, then how unhappy are you going to feel about your crazy life 1 year from now, when you still feel as frustrated as you do now? 2 years from now, when you look in the mirror and you still feel unhappy with your reflection? 5 years from now, when your life is still out of control and disorganized? Not good, right? Well, the good news is that you don't have to do any of that. What if I could hand you a simple, easy to follow system to getting your life back on track? What you should eat and how you should exercise, how to stay healthy and look your best. Would this make it easier? So introducing my new Life Balance Masterclass, How Females Over 40 Deal with Life and Win. You could be receiving step-by-step instruction on how to balance your life in all areas in just a few moments from now. And the great thing about the Life Balance Masterclass program is that you'll be given all the tools you need to do life throws you when you're an over 40 female, so you can finally live the life that you've always wanted. So what you get in the program, you get 7 video classes over 7 weeks. Week 1, food sensitivities and intolerances. Week 2, how to get a flat belly. Week 3, fitness and exercise. Week 4, nutrition. Week 5, mindset. Week 6 is natural healing, staying healthy. And number 7 is style and fashion over 40. So each of those is valued at $297 with a total value of $2,079. Now you also get the classes in 2 other forms. So you get them as an audio or an MP3 download if you're more a person that likes to listen rather than watch things on your computer or your TV. You'll also get them as a PDF. So if you're the sort of person that likes to read, you can get them that way too. So the prices there, that's how much those 2 are worth. You'll also get a workbook for each interview. So they're valued at $189, so 7 workbooks. You'll also get 2 15-minute strategy sessions with me. So we can do this by Skype or phone or even email if you like, and we can just chat about the problems that you're having, the frustrations that you're having, and work out a strategy to help you deal with them. You get a recording of each of your strategy sessions as well, so that you can listen to them later and go over what we chatted about. So starting today, this is what you'll receive. You'll receive the 7 video classes for 7 weeks, 7 audio versions, 7 written versions, 1 workbook for each lesson, 2 15-minute strategy sessions, 2 recordings of the strategy sessions, for a total package value of $3,418. But as a special surprise for the first 15 new members only, if you'll allow me to ask you for a testimonial about my coaching program, then I'm prepared to invest in you. So instead of $3,418, you can get started right now for only $497. And you get everything the full paying members receive, but instead save yourself nearly $3,000. Now bonuses are also available, and these are for fast action takers only. Please note though, they are only available if you're among the first 15 people to join the program. So bonus number 1, you get a copy of my book, Feeling Fabulous Over 40, which is valued at $27. You also get a copy of my recipe book, The Fab 5, which is valued at $27. So you have your breakfast, lunches, snacks and dinners in there. So the total value there is $54. Bonus number 2, you get 3 bonus recordings of my best strategy sessions. So this way you'll be able to see how other women your age are dealing with their changes in life so that you can better understand your own. These are valued at $97. And bonus number 3 is a new special one that I've just put in here. So this is Lose 5 After 40. This is my 7-day eating plan, which is designed for the busy over 40s female who's on the go all the time but still wants to keep in shape. So you get a fully illustrated recipe book with beautiful photos in there and a 7-day menu plan with detailed instructions which can potentially enable you to lose 5 kilos or more, depending on how much you have to lose, of course. That's valued at $197. So, as I said before, the Fast Action Takers received today the 7 video classes for 7 weeks, the 7 audio versions, the 7 written versions, a workbook for each lesson, 2 15-minute strategy sessions, 2 recordings of the strategy sessions, plus the special inclusions, my book, Feeling Fabulous Over 40, the Fab 5 recipe book, 3 recordings of my best strategy sessions, Lose 5 After 40 7-day menu plan. So the total package there is $3,766, the value. And remember that you can get started right now for only $4.97. Can you do this another way? Of course, you can spend countless hours trawling the internet, trying to piece together all the pieces of the puzzle about how to deal with life and win, and you can consult all the experts and pay them for their time and expertise. This could cost you well over $5,000. So the fact is that there's no comparison. Why do this when you can get started today, not for over $3,000, but just $4.97? So you can go to my website at www.orderlifebalance.com and you can sign up straight away. But something else that I didn't mention before is that you do get a 30-day risk-free trial. So you have a full money-back guarantee on this offer, which means that you have absolutely no risk. If you're not happy for any reason, simply let me know and I'll happily refund your money. And you can keep my bonuses as my thank you gift to you. So only $497, and the only way to get this special offer is to visit this site right now at orderlifebalance.com. Okay, well, thank you all for listening today or tonight. I've really enjoyed going through the webinar with you. And if there are any questions, please just pop them up on the chat box and I'll see if I can answer them. Otherwise, I hope you got a lot out of the webinar tonight and that a lot of the information is relevant to you, because I know that a lot of you are in the age bracket, obviously, that, that I'm targeting, which is the women over 40. No messages there? No questions? That's good. That means I must have explained everything really well. Okay, so as I said, this is my Life Balance Masterclass that you can get just by going to my website there at www.orderlifebalance.com. Any questions, feel free to send me an email. There will be a recording of this webinar too, up probably by tomorrow, so if you wanted to watch it again, feel free to do so. Otherwise, thank you very much, everybody, and I hope you all have a lovely night. Good night. Thank you.